The unique themes in Kiki's delivery service, financial pressure, the loss of magic, and reflections on growing up. Kiki's Delivery Service, directed by Hayao Miyazaki, is a classic Studio Ghibli animated film that tells the story of a young witch named Kiki who leaves her hometown to live independently in a strange new city. This work is not only filled with fantastical elements, but also uses real-life pressures and changes in magic to portray Kiki's journey of growth. Several particularly standout themes are the economic worries of money, the disappearance and recovery of magic, and the deeper metaphors about stages of life. In most fantasy stories, these realistic elements are usually downplayed, but here they become the core of the narrative, making the film more grounded and allowing audiences of all ages to discover new layers upon rewatching. Financial pressure in the story. Right from the beginning, as soon as Kiki arrives in the new city, she immediately faces the harsh reality of money. She needs to settle down but has limited resources. For example, buying everyday items like kitchen utensils causes her great worry about whether she has enough money. This detail highlights the economic struggles young people encounter when first entering society. When she starts her delivery business, the pressure becomes even more obvious. Kiki realizes that to accept jobs, she must install a phone line for clients to contact her easily. Installing the phone line requires a significant expense, once again putting her in distress. Although the kind bakery owner eventually lets her use the shop's phone, solving the immediate problem, Kiki still worries about handling these costs in the long term. This plot emphasizes how indispensable money is in daily life. Interpersonal interactions are also affected by money. For instance, when Kiki's friend Tombo invites her to a party, she is hesitant at first because she is busy helping at the bakery and focused on earning money. Tombo, wanting a chance to talk to her, deliberately buys a loaf of bread to eat. This small action is not just a romantic moment, it indirectly highlights the role money plays in social relationships. Kiki's life seems tied down by financial concerns, so even her decisions carry economic considerations. The plot of magic. Disappearing and recovering. Another key turning point in the story is when Kiki suddenly loses her magic. There are two magical elements, Kiki's ability to fly and her witch's cat Gigi being able to talk with her. Both disappear at the same time, plunging Kiki into a low point. At first viewing, one might think it's simply because she hasn't recovered from a fever, a purely physical issue. But upon rewatching as an adult, it's clear it's not that simple. The loss of magic actually symbolizes Kiki's psychological shift as she faces real-life disappointments. This turning point is closely tied to the previous events. Earlier, Kiki helped an old lady bake a fish pie and delivered it in the rain to her granddaughter's birthday party. Because of this task, she was late and missed Tombo's party, putting in a lot of effort and time. However, the granddaughter didn't like the fish pie at all, complaining about the strong, fishy smell and showing no appreciation. This experience made Kiki realize that good intentions and hard work don't always receive gratitude in return. Sometimes, when you try your best to help others, they may not appreciate it and might even see it as a burden. This real-world sense of frustration directly triggered the disappearance of Kiki's magic, representing her transition from a naive girl to facing the helplessness and growth of the adult world. Later, the moment Kiki regains her flying magic comes when Tombo is in danger, hanging from a runaway airship in a critical situation. In this emergency, Kiki awakens her inner strength and uses magic to save him. Interestingly, the magic doesn't fully return. Gigi still cannot talk to her, and that part of the magic never comes back. In the ending, through Gigi's monologue, we learn he has fallen in love with the cat next door, had kittens, and integrated into ordinary cat life. Comparison with the original novel. This emphasis on financial pressure and magical changes is not as prominent in the original children's novel by Aiko Kadono. The novel focuses more on Kiki's adventures and exploration of her witch identity. Through Miyazaki's adaptation in the animated version, more realistic elements are added, making these themes the focus. In the original book, It specifically explains the nature of magic. Flying is the witch's magic, while talking with the witch is the cat's magic. So it's not that Kiki loses all her magic, but rather Gigi loses his part. This detail makes the film's portrayal more layered, unlike other Ghibli stories, such as Spirited Away or Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, that more directly overlook economic worries and life's disappointments. Personal interpretation on growth and life stages. Combining financial pressure with the changes in magic leads to a profound understanding. Childhood is like the stage of magic. Everything seems possible, full of infinite potential. But as you grow up and begin facing real pressures, like economic difficulties and interpersonal disappointments, the magic disappears, and you become an ordinary person just like your parents. This process symbolizes the shattering of dreams and the helplessness of confronting reality. Yet love becomes a new source of magic. The moment Kiki and Tombo connect emotionally allows her to regain her flying ability, showing that love can awaken inner strength and bring hope and motivation. However, the story also hints that this magic is not eternal. Marriage is like the grave of love. Just like Gigi, once he marries and has kittens, the magic is gone, and he integrates into ordinary life. This theme is very typical of midlife fairy tales, from innocence to maturity, experiencing the shattering of dreams and loss of magic, and ultimately accepting the cruelty and beauty of reality. In summary, Kiki's Delivery Service presents Kiki's transformation from innocence to maturity through the lenses of financial pressure, the disappearance and recovery of magic, and metaphors about life stages. These elements not only add depth to the story, but also allow audiences to reflect on the economic challenges, interpersonal disappointments, and the power of love in real life. If you have more details or insights you'd like to add, such as further plot analysis, feel free to share, and I can expand the article to make it even more complete.